sense you're relying a lot, or maybe more on the people that you talk to.
Yes.
Who are led
entirely. Entirely on the people. This is their voice, not mine.
How reliable is this finding then?
The crowd is the most reliable thing we have. There's some wonderful research over the last 5 or 10 years which has shown that trust the crowd is to trust real knowledge, real wisdom. I mean, I'm not here to be a lecturer or a professor today, but there is a theory which is really about collective wisdom, that the extremes of people's minds gets blocked out by the great central wisdom. So when you collect everybody's knowledge, yes, you do get some way out ideas at either end, but you get the bulk of knowledge, which is very sound and is based upon experience, not based upon a book, but based on living life. If I've been led for 20 years in an organisation, I know a lot about leadership. I know what works for me, I know what doesn't work for me. So when I invite you to tell me what works for you and what you would like to see, you've got this wisdom. And it's rarely asked for. You know, all of us sit in organisations with huge amounts of knowledge which are never ever used. In fact, you know, if I put my professor hat on, probably about 80% of all the knowledge that staff have in an organisation is never used. Because we don't take the big picture. We're so narrow in our focus. And therefore
you're trapped in the leadership definition yourself.
Yes, you do.
Within the organisation.
And you're trapped in what the books say rather than what people experience. Because we take Jack Welch or some of the other big names and we say they know about leadership.
And we trust them.
Jack Welch has never led anything in Thailand. He's never run a small OTOP program. So we need to actually go to the people. And that's what we do.
Who are these people though? I mean, your sample, because you mentioned so yourself that they're Thais living or studying overseas as well.
Some, yes.
Some, yes, and then some living in Thailand. Are they a good representation of the future of Thai leadership?
That's very hard to answer because I don't know what the future of Thai leadership is. But let's say it is a wide cross-section of the demographic of the country. It probably leans a little more to people who are articulate, right? Although we had part of our program enabled people who were less articulate to get engaged. But articulate people tend to push their way to the top. They are probably also going to push their way to the leadership roles. So it's representative of the demographic, but it's probably skewed a little bit towards articulate people.
Do they understand the definition of the leadership? Because I'm sure they have a different perception of the word leadership.
Absolutely. And it doesn't matter, does it? Because everybody's understanding of leadership is what it is for them. And that's what... By collecting this, many ways of doing it, precisely. It's the beauty of it. You don't have to say, make your comment fit this narrow definition. Who made up the definition anyway? I mean, that was a person who was working in a very particular situation, whereas we're trying to look across the whole concept. So when they do our collective process, it's in an activity called a conversation map. We put what we call a trigger statement in the centre, which might be economic development and leadership. And if anyone says to me, what do you mean, Bruce? I say, it means what it means to you. And it means what it means to them. And then you go ahead and you write your comments on this paper and you comment on each other's comments. And so we then have what we call a rich picture. But the definition doesn't matter. It's the way you feel about the issue that's important.
Now, how long will this process take, the phase 3, the verification?
We're looking to run the symposium probably in October. We haven't finalised dates yet, but that's what we're working towards. But we will have, as well as symposium, we'll also have an opportunity through people to use what we call a wind tunnel. Wind tunnel is a new computer-based software, web-based software, which enables people just to go online and to make comments about what they see. So we will put up our gaps and some of our pathways and we'll ask them to comment on them to assess, will this work? Won't it work? And they can vote on it, and out of that we'll get a histogram which will show which of our strategies are more likely than the others to work with the public.